You know, in India, when the marriage ceremony happens, it is like the biggest festival of the lifetime. The band baja Dulhe Raja comes on a horse with big pagdi and everybody dancing and a whole band, and crores of rupees are spent. You take a look at the pandals that are created in Delhi, etc. nowadays. And my God, if somebody created this kind of pandal for my pravachan, so this is the unreal facade of the world. They are going to get so much of happiness. And later on, the band baja that happens of Dulha Dulhan by Maya Devi, that you have to ask them privately. So this is the reality of the world. Sri Krishna is just telling Arjun that, Arjun, think of the reality of this world. There is birth, disease, old age, and death. This is the reality. Now, if you were the Buddha, you would see, there's an old man. I will also grow old one day. There's a sick person. I'll also grow sick. There's death. Oh, this is the reality. Okay, I am detached. Now, the Buddha was in a different class. In our class, we need to revise this knowledge. And that is why he's telling Arjun that think about it again and again. Now, Arjun was also in a different class, because after hearing the whole Gita, he says, Nashto moha smritir labdha. Sri Krishna, my ignorance is gone and now I'm in knowledge. But we, ordinary souls, will need to hear that knowledge repeatedly, contemplate over it, internalize it, and truly create a belief upon it. Then the deep change will happen that we seek. Sri Krishna is explaining the relationship between the soul and the Supreme Soul. The first knowledge we get in spirituality is of the self. I am the soul and not the body. And the second knowledge we require is our relationship with God. So in our mind, we are holding all these relationships. This is my house, this is my car, my bank balance, my status, my family, etc. But these are all temporary. If you just stand back and think a little bit, one day you will leave it all and go away. It's like the game of Monopoly that you play. You know, sometimes when I go to some devotees' homes who've got little children, they insist that I play Monopoly. And there's so much of excitement. I'm winning, I've got this and I've got that. But when the game is over, it all goes back into the box. So the time is not far away. In this age of Kali, very few people cross 100 years. And for some of us, half the life is over. The end is not far when we leave it all and go away. So to develop that higher perspective is an aspect of spirituality. The relative importance of things. In your value system, what you have given so much of importance to, is it really that important? हम भी गुस्ताखी करेंगे एक बार. One poet, he writes that I will engage in insolent behavior once in my life. हम भी गुस्ताखी करेंगे एक बार. लोग सब पैदल चलेंगे, हम कंधे पे सवार. Everybody will be walking on the ground and I'll be on their shoulders. That will be the final procession of life. I am not trying to give you a macabre perspective, but just to shake that value system a bit so we realize the relative importance of things. In that final procession, at the end of it, even the body will not remain. हाड़ जलें जौ लाकड़ी, केस जलें जौ घास, सब जग जलता देख कर भयो कबीर उदास. Kabir looks at the burning body and says, the bones are burning like wood and the hair is burning like grass. Seeing the body burning, Kabir is feeling sad. So our relationship is not even with the body. We do have a body, but it is a vehicle of ours. And that vehicle has been given for a little while. So, just like this body is temporary, likewise the relatives of the body are also temporary. God has created this puzzle in the world where He's made humans a social animal. We are born in a family, we are raised in a society, we interact with relatives, and our mind tends to keep getting attached. A little attachment here, a little attachment there, and all of that is in the heart. But from the divine perspective, we must always remember that these are all temporary relationships. One day, we will have to leave it all and leave them all. So as the Saint Rumi said, in your love, there must be gaps. Don't fall so much in love head over heel that you forget everything. Let there be gaps. Just understand what this is all a temporary thing. You have made innumerable fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, husbands, wives in endless lifetimes. Where are your relatives of the past life? You have got no idea. Likewise, your relatives of this life will also be left behind one day. You will not know where they have gone. They will not know where you have gone. Because it is not given to you to remember your past life. Sri Krishna said earlier in the Gita, 4th chapter, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna tanyaham vetha sarvani natvam vetha parantapa. Arjun, you have had many, many births. And I have also descended in this world again and again, taken avatars. The difference is, I remember all my past births and yours as well. But you don't remember your previous births. And there's no question of you remembering my previous avatars. So when we don't remember who we were in our last life, where is the question of remembering who were our set of relatives? And that is why Shankaracharya, he said in his famous Bhajo Govindam, Kate kanta kaste putra sansaro yamativa vichitra kasyatvam kah kutayatas Tatvam chintaya manasi bhratah bhaj govindam govindam bhaj mudhamate. He's saying, O soul, try and understand who is truly yours. And then engage in devotion to your eternal beloved. This is no new knowledge that you have received in the last 15 minutes. This knowledge we have heard hundreds of times from saints in this lifetime, and millions of times over many lifetimes. It's not a question of learning something new. It's a question of the depth of the understanding. One is to know, oh, this is broken glass, not a diamond. And the other is to truly understand and then throw it away. That is real knowledge. So, although we came to know many times, we did not contemplate about it deeply enough. And hence, our heart still remains carnal. It remains worldly. It remains attached to the rasgulla, to the house, to the jalebi, and all these things, because the knowledge is not deep enough. And hence, our scriptures ask us to contemplate on that knowledge. Sri Krishna tells Arjun, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanudarshanam. Arjun, think about the defects of this world. You are allured. Oh my God, if I get a visa to USA, I'll be so happy. That's what the whole world is doing, right? Now, Arjun, think. What is there in this world? Birth, disease, old age, and death. This is the reality. Sri Krishna is giving us in this verse the knowledge of our eternal relationship with God. He says, Arjun, he is your gati. Gati means the destination. People ask, what is the goal of life? The goal of life is the Supreme Lord. And he is your bharta. Bharta means the one who maintains. He is ensuring that in spite of all the nonsense we do, the earth is still protected from global warming and everything. He is keeping it inhabitable for us. He is the maintainer. Prabhu, he is our master. We are his servants. Sakshi, he is our witness, eternal witness, who is always inside, who is aware of our every thought, from whom nothing is hidden. Eternal witness. Nivasaha, our abode. Sharanam, our shelter. Suhrit, our true friend. Prabhavaha, he is our creator. Pralaya, he is our final end. Sthanam, he is where we reside. Nidhanam, our resting place. And he is the eternal seed. So, this deep kind of relationship, if we ponder over this, it will naturally lead to curiosity about him, about why he has sent us here, about the laws that he has made that govern our life, and about how we can cultivate in our hearts love for him. There is a beautiful poem written by a poet which is very famous in this world. You find it on wall banners, etc. Footprints in the sand. So the poem says that one night in my old age, I had a dream. And in that dream, I was walking on the sand by the seaside. And all the images of my life, various scenes kept flashing before me as I kept walking. And then when I looked back, there were two sets of footsteps. One was of mine and one of God. And then I noticed that in the darkest moments, there were just one set of footsteps. The other were gone. So I asked God that what kind of a friend are you? You are my eternal friend, always seated inside of me. But it seems to me that you deserted me in the difficult times. First of all, you deserted me, and secondly, in the difficult times. And God then responded, my child, in those difficult times, the one set of footprints that you see were exclusively of mine, because it was then that I was holding you on my shoulder. So, knowing our relationship with God, we wish to move ahead in that direction.
Arjuna Uvacha